So last week we looked at some tips to help new riders out. You know, a lot of people are not able to find training due to the current lockdowns, and a lot of people responded to that video saying that they would like to see more on this topic, so we'll continue it for this week. In fact, one rider who lives here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area wanted to come by and see me in the garage and get some one-on-one training using the field guide. We may even head out to the parking lot and we'll work on something that he's been struggling with. But I agreed to have the first ever guest here in the garage to appear on an MCrider video. And our guest goes by the nickname of Squids. He should be here in a minute. You know, Squids is a native Texan. He's never had any formal training on a motorcycle. He said he wanted to sign up for a class, but he hadn't been able to get in yet. But he wanted to improve his skills on his new Harley-Davidson Fat Bob. He should be here in a minute, and I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun. You know, while we're waiting on Squids to show up, I thought I'd give you 10 tips to alleviate the possibility of you ever crashing on a motorcycle. And this is no kidding. If you follow these 10 tips, not only will you be an incredible rider, but I guarantee that you'll never crash on a motorcycle. So listen close. You may want to take notes on this. Tip number 1, when you're approaching a corner, you always want to... Oh, hold on. I think I hear Squids out there. Let me get the garage door open. Wow, brother. What an entrance, man. Welcome to the MCrider Garage.
Thanks, man. That was the latest track from my metal band, Eternal Chaos.
Okay, cool. So you sing or what, play guitar?
Pipe organ. I call it the Big O. You know, it's not quite as cool as playing lead guitar, but got my foot in the band, you know, got me a gig. Hey, we got a gig at Starbucks in Burleson this Friday.
Hey, man, that's awesome. I may come out and hear you guys play. Do I need to get there early to get a seat?
Well, not actually in Starbucks. We're not that big yet, but, you know, they're letting us run our extension cord inside so we can get free electricity.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be out back in the alley. That's where the real rock and roll happens anyway.
All right, yeah. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, rock and roll, baby. We can talk more about me later. Teach me how to ride this thing, man. I want to keep it out of the ditch.
All right, so I want you to tell the viewers here what you're struggling with and what you want to work on.
Well, you know, I was coming home from band practice at Jimmy's garage. We have practice at Jimmy's garage, you know, and car pulled out in front of me. And
yeah.
I may have been better at stopping, but I had my instrument on my back.
A pipe organ?
Yeah, you know, it's not ideal carrying that pipe organ back and forth, but, you know, my mom's didn't want me rocking it, the Big O down in the basement, so I have to take it over to Jimmy's so I can crank it up to 11. I can crank it up to 11 over there. Anyway, this car pulled out in front of me, and I panicked. I was going to try to lay it down like you're supposed to, but I didn't want to scratch the pipe organ, so I ended up, you know, panicking, actually, and just ran it off in the ditch.
Yeah.
That's why I got this new motorcycle, though, because the old one didn't last too well when that pipe organ fell on top of it.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely work on some emergency braking, but we'll probably do it without the pipe organ. And we'll talk about the wisdom of carrying that pipe organ on your motorcycle in a more advanced video later on.
Okay. You know, Jimmy's sister's got a Casio, and she lets us borrow that. Maybe we can, you know, just use that at her place, and that way I don't have to carry the big O back and forth. Yeah, that'd be
All right,
cool.
yeah, man, it sounds good. Why don't we get out of here? We'll head out to the parking lot. We'll work on some emergency braking. And you need some gear, though. You know, if you're going to be practicing and riding with me, I've got some stuff you can borrow.
Is it black leather?
No, it's not black leather, but, you know, it's still cool looking.
All right, man, you're the boss.
All right, so let's get out of here. We're going to head out to the parking lot. We'll see you guys out there. We're going to work on some emergency braking. All right, so I'm not sure how well you guys can see this. We're going to be running through this emergency braking exercise. And we're going to be running through this emergency stops. So let me get him going and we'll talk about it. You got your field guide there in front of you. Some things that we're going to work on when you're starting out with this emergency stops. Don't worry about your stopping distance, okay? I'm not concerned about where you stop the motorcycle at first. You're just working on technique, all right? So get that technique down, make sure all of that's in good shape. Then we can work on shortening your stopping distance up. You want to make sure that you start with your wrist flat, all right? So not up here like this, but flat. So you roll on the throttle from here. That way when you roll off, your fingers are in the perfect position to come to a stop. You want to keep your head and eyes up, all right? So if I'm on the motorcycle right now, I'm looking down range. I'm not looking down. I'm keeping my head and eyes up, looking across this parking lot. When you come to your stop, you're going to squeeze the clutch in. You'll roll off the throttle. You'll use the front and the rear brake all the way through the stop, and your left foot goes down first. So that front and rear brake, you want to be nice and smooth on it. Remember, when we're starting out, we're not concerned about how short you stop, how short the stopping distance is. We're concerned about being smooth on those brakes, all right? So be smooth on those brakes, and we'll be good to go. All right, man, let's get it rolling. All right, man, come on back. Come on back, let's talk about it. All right, so what happened there, man?
Yeah, man, I just saw that car pull out in front of me again. I got scared.
All right, so yeah, just block all that out of your mind. Don't worry about your stopping distance. Just think about those techniques that we talked about, all right? So go try it again.
All right, let's do this. Rock and roll.
So where were you looking when you came to your stop there? Yeah, you're looking down at the ground. Remember, keep those eyes on the horizon. Keep those head and eyes up. It's going to help you be more balanced. All right, go ahead. All right, so what happened that time? All right, maybe you started with your wrist up too high. You want to start with that wrist flat.
Yeah.
So you don't accidentally roll on the throttle and your fingers are in good position. Yep, just like that.
Okay.
All right, dude, let's go. All right, so which foot came down first that time? That's right, both of them. Remember the front and rear brake all the way through the stop. Left foot goes down first. You can keep that right foot up the whole time. All right, let's go.
Got it.
There you go, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Good job. Good job. Just keep doing that. Good job. Just keep doing that. Build up that repetition.
Thank you, baby.
Then you can work on continuing to shorten your stopping distance up. But good job. And that was quite the experience. Squids was more than I bargained for. You have to be careful who I invite into the MCrider garage from here on out. But hopefully you learned something about emergency braking this week. We got good skills, good exercises to teach that in the field guide. So if you're a member, get on there. If not, I'll have a video at the bottom where you can practice emergency braking as well. Hopefully you learned something. Till next week, guys, it's Kevin with MCrider. Rock on, and we'll see you on the road.